like to yell? Does Loud Eagle play to you?
You wanna come over and watch some Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball, a show where grown men, and sometimes even kids, yell to change their hair colors and body types just to flex on their opponents. I mean, it's honestly just one big bro party. Everybody wants to top the other person, and you may be wondering how they can even accomplish such a feat. And you would be correct. Just yell louder! One of my favorite anime is Dragon Ball Z. I mean, why wouldn't it be? When we got Sean Shamel yelling for 10 straight minutes to activate his Super Saiyan 3. The voice actors for this show must have some type of sponsorship for sore throat medicine. Next thing we know, we're gonna see Goku and Vegeta promote Saiyan Deep Throat pills. Dragon Ball debuted on December 3rd, 1984. It was originally inspired by the Chinese novel Journey to the West, and combined it with some elements from old martial art films. Dragon Ball started as a parody of serious fighting series, but as time went on, it became more popular and the series became more serious. It went from Goku smacking girls' panties to tell if they were a boy or girl, to him saving the world. As the series got more serious, the stock price of cough drops went up. This series follows the adventures of our protagonist, Son Goku, from his childhood through adulthood as he trains in the ways of the martial arts. Then we enter into Z territory, where he takes on his brother, sexy dummy mommy ladies, a midget badass, horny dancers, a bald tyrant, a newborn ugly baby, and a little fucking child. And to gain the power to defeat these great threats such as the baby, Goku must enter into his ultimate forms, and of course, the only way to enter them is through yelling. While it is true that most of the fights are usually solved by the winner getting angrier than their opponent, it doesn't take away that some of the fights are just really fun to watch. It may not be as hype as shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, or Demon Slayer, but at least it had more entertaining fights than My Hero Academia. Dragon Ball is a show for heavy testosterone men and teenagers, just for the plain reason that this story's focus isn't so much on the story but on the fights. This show may not have the greatest story, but the formula is fantastic. They keep ramping up each arc with someone stronger than the last threat, and sometimes they even bring back villains from the dead and increase their power levels to become even stronger than before. This story was a forefather of a lot of anime. Most of the shonen anime of today is inspired by Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball keeps ramping up the difficulty of each of their opponents until we are at the levels of gods and angels. This to me seems like your typical Souls-like game. Dragon Ball introduces newer and stronger villains with every arc, and with each arc they also introduce stronger side allies to help our heroes, or to fight them. Although these side allies can do almost nothing, whether it is bound by a secret code so that if they help they would die, or they're just not strong enough to help. One of the strongest points of Dragon Ball is their characters. We have amazing characters like Vegeta, who is a man who went from being a villain, a conqueror of worlds, an overly confident person, to become a great man and a great father, someone who is willing to put himself on the line to protect others, a man who was willing to stab allies in the back to get his way, to get stronger, to have an edge over Goku. He never cared about anyone. Then seeing this man start to care so much for his family that he was willing to sacrifice himself to stop a great threat in the Buu Saga. Honestly, with his last stand, that should have been the end of the arc. Vegeta, a man who was so prideful, was willing to sacrifice himself for victory. That should have been the finale of the arc. Seeing this man sacrifice himself and finally win a fight, seeing him finally get the killing blow on the final boss of an arc. That is what I truly would have wanted to see. When you think of Vegeta, you truly only see him as a cuck, due to the fact that he has never been able to take down the final boss of any arc. Not because he isn't strong or the opponent is just stronger than him. No, because the character really hates him and only allows Goku or Gohan to finish the job. Vegeta was about to defeat Golden Frieza, the opponent Goku got bodied by. But no, Goku had to finish it off, even though it made more sense for Vegeta to finish him off. Vegeta, who lost everything because of Frieza, the man he hated, finally got his redemption for his failure in the Namek Saga. Finally avenged his people. Finally got the justice he sought out for so long. Now we had to give the dub to Goku. Why? Because he is a hero, even though he was willing to sacrifice his own universe just to fight a strong opponent. I mean, I guess he could avenge Krillin, again. He had no reason to be the one to kill him. Okay, enough of my rant. On top of characters, some of the fights are spectacular to watch, such as Vegeta vs. Goku, Majin Vegeta vs. Goku, Vegeta vs. Buu, Frieza vs. Super Saiyan Goku, and several other fights like Gohan vs. Cell. I will admit that the biggest downfall of Dragon Ball was the anime itself. Back when it first came out, they liked to drag out every episode to the full degree they could. So when Goku is charging up his Spirit Bomb to take out Frieza, it takes him like 5 episodes for him to be ready to even throw it. Then to see even 5 episodes later, it wasn't even enough to kill him. We also have filler episodes that are in almost every single shonen anime just to drag out episodes or seasons. Dragon Ball has some really stinky filler arcs and episodes. Except for that one episode when Piccolo and Goku go driving, that was fire. They love dragging out some of the fights, or even just making Goku yell for a straight 15 minutes just to have him become a new form that we have never seen before. And that's the episode. Then after transforming, have it become useless against this new threat. The same threat that should have been finished by Vegeta. God! The Buu Saga is one of my least favorite sagas in Z, but I would still give it a nice 7 out of 10, because we got stuff like Vegito, Kanon Vegito, Mystic Gohan, Gotenks, epic Vegeta moments, and an epic ending involving the Spirit Bomb actually killing something for once. My favorite saga in all of Dragon Ball is by far the Cell Saga, where we got my favorite villain in all of Dragon Ball in Cell. We got the androids, such as the Setsi Android 18. We got Gohan becoming a cocky badass with Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta went Super Vegeta, and by golly was that badass. We got him becoming so cocky he got his arm broken, he let Cell become perfect, and allowed him to kick his ass. Future Trunks comes in like a badass and kills Frieza, a man that brought tyranny to the entire universe. And he just kind of one-shots him. Dragon Ball Z is the best of the franchise for me. Dragon Ball Z as a whole is an 8 out of 10 for myself. And that is because it brought so many good memories to me. But I am talking about the manga or Dragon Ball Z Kai, because they were superior to the original Dragon Ball Z. The original Dragon Ball Z was kind of a... yikes. Then the original Dragon Ball is a nice 7 out of 10. Then we get into the newer forms of Dragon Ball, such as GT and Super, the worst of the franchise. In Super, they took Goku and completely ruined his character even worse than Z. They cut over Vegeta several times in this show, which really pissed me off. In GT, they gave us a terrible villain in Super 17. They gave us Kid Goku, which was a terrible decision. And on top of all that, we got abominable storytelling. But even still, I would give Super a nice 5.5 out of 10 and GT a solid 5 out of 10. Now those are very generous scores, but they both had really good moments come out of both of them. With GT, we got Super Saiyan 4 with a badass transformation. We got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and Baby was fantastic. Plus, I think the storytelling of how the Dragon Balls got corrupted and released all the negative energy out into the world in the form of evil dragons representing each Dragon Ball was really good. With Super, we got Super Saiyan God, Vegeta being a badass in more ways than one. We also got really good movies in Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Super Superheroes. The Tournament of Power was such an entertaining point of the story. This is by far my favorite arc in Dragon Ball Super, even though this part completely made Goku a natural villain. Even with the dragged on points of Dragon Ball, or the story in Super and GT being absolute horseshit, it is still one of my favorite nostalgic anime to watch. And luckily, at least we have Dragon Ball Z Kai, which took all the best parts of Z and made it shorter and more coherent, with less fucking filler. Dragon Ball was something as a child we all loved to watch. Most of us anime fans would go outside and pretend to do the Gallic Gun, the Final Flash, or the Kamehameha. Or if you were like me and grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh! And Naruto, then you run around like Naruto, and then yell Ice Draw and summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Seeing these older anime made my childhood so much fun. My imagination was able to run rapid, because I was imagining myself going to Super Saiyan 2 while playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And once I won the fight, getting to a Kamehameha battle with a friend because they were sore losers. I truly love Dragon Ball, and much as I love to meme on it and joke about it sucking, I still truly enjoy watching it and reading it, and will probably always enjoy watching it. I will probably always go see the newest Dragon Ball movie, and honestly I'll keep on reading the Dragon Ball Super manga even though it kinda sucks. Dragon Ball is fantastic. Vegeta will forever be in my top 20 favorite characters of all time. And with all that said and done, I just wanted to say, Saitama can beat Goku.